I'm Alex Ryvchin, the Co-Chief Executive Officer of the Executive Council of Australian Jewry, and it is my distinct privilege to speak in support of the motion for adoption by Council of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance working definition of anti-Semitism. I've had a very long association with Waverley Council. I became a citizen of this great country in its chambers in 1991. Councillor Betts then bestowed upon me the great honour of inviting me to address new Australians at a citizenship ceremony in 2016. I'm a local resident, a proud Australian, and a proud Jew. I won't speak of the history of anti-Semitism. It is sufficient to say that anti-Semitism, the hatred of the Jewish people, is an evil that has brought ruin to nations and our common humanity, and it is present in our local area. It is present when students in the uniform of their Jewish schools are abused and harassed by other school children on the street or the sporting field. It is present when young people are exposed to horrific images of Holocaust glorification online, or when observant Jews walking to synagogue on Friday evenings regularly suffer abuse and denigration. It is present when the promenade of our iconic Bondi Beach is daubed in swastikas. The IHRA definition of anti-Semitism was developed by experts, by scholars, leading authorities in the field, as a resource for governments, universities, companies, and civil society to better understand what is anti-Semitism, what it looks like today, and how it is expressed. The adoption of this motion will be an act of leadership, a powerful message that anti-Semitism will never be tolerated in our society. To those who have criticized the definition, who say it is not about combating anti-Jewish racism, but that it is a ruse, a plot to shield Israel from criticism, it is inevitable that any public discussion around Jews will attract those who hold us to always be acting in bad faith, always sinister and duplicitous. I've never heard self-identifying anti-racists treat any other people in such a way. And this only reinforces the need to have more education and discussion about anti-Semitism, which is what the definition seeks to foster. When we talk about deepening our understanding of racism, we should listen to those who have lived with it and who have devoted their lives to the study and teaching of it. We should listen to mainstream representative voices and not to marginal figures who represent no one. The IHRA definition is supported by the ECAJ, which sits at the apex of some 200 Jewish organizations around the country. It is supported by the World Jewish Congress, which represents some 100 Jewish communities around the world. The definition has been endorsed by both the Australian Prime Minister and Leader of the Opposition, by the European Commission, by Oxford and Cambridge University, among many others, by the Secretary General of the United Nations, and by dozens of the world's democratic states, by sporting clubs and private companies. Now, those fringe voices who claim adoption of the definition will stifle criticism of Israeli government policy either have not read the definition, which explicitly states that criticism of Israel, similar to that leveled against any other country, cannot be regarded as anti-Semitic, or they are seeking free rein to call Jewish Israelis Nazis, or to claim that the mere existence of a national home for the Jewish people in their indigenous lands is a racist endeavor, something which, if said about any other people, would immediately be recognized as unacceptable.